So I've been super blessed by the fact that, my dad started his own company in 2000 and did really well, and there was a lot of thought about me going into his line of work and working for him and, kind of going into, quote, the family business as I was graduating high school. And my dad told me one time, if you love what you're doing, you need to do it. There's no reason to go do something that you don't love. So with that being said, I got into charter fishing and, I loved fishing. So I kind of went that way the whole time. I didn't ever think that I was gonna have 10 boats or 12 boats or own a marina. I just thought that, hey, I love fishing and I was given this opportunity by my dad and I'm gonna make the most of it. And, we've added guys because I've found these other guys throughout my life that deserved an opportunity at it as well, and that's why they're here. So the story of Hang'Em High is kind of an interesting one, right? I was just a young kid that loved to fish, and I had been fishing at that point, commercial fishing for like 5 years. So I had spent so much time on the water and in a different way, right? Catching fish, selling them, getting paid. But as Hang'Em High kind of came into the picture and became an idea and a concept, and hey, I really want to take people fishing and go about it that way, shift gears a little bit from what I had been doing in the commercial world to moving into the charter world. There was never this idea of, oh my God, like someday we're gonna have all these boats and all this stuff that's gonna make up a monster of a charter fishing business, right, on some level. But today we're gonna go fishing and we're gonna talk a little bit about it, kind of go through the story of Hang'Em High and I'm gonna try my best to explain, how we've gotten where we're at today. It's been 14 years. It'll be August to be 15 years that we've been in business and been functioning and growing, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun, and maybe we'll catch a few fish in the process. So if you really wanted to pinpoint like kind of the beginning of the business side of Hang'Em High Sportfishing, it was us wanting to go fishing and Dad telling us we had to pay for gas, and we had to find a way if we wanted to be on the water to make $1 to do it. And that's pretty much how it all started. And there's a redfish. It's not a little one either, I don't think. So this is a Okuma Inspira 2000, new little reel I've been playing with. And the past couple winters I've been fishing like some really light stuff. So we're fishing 5-pound braid, and it's actually a lot of fun because I can throw these little plugs a mile with it. I think when this guy shook his head, the hook came out of his mouth. It might be in his side now, but we'll see. And a little free piece of fishing advice: when it's cold, and we're right here, kind of at the tail end of a little cold front, when it's cold, if you can find some dirty water, that sediment in the water is gonna hold heat. And that's why we're back here fishing in kind of stained, dirty water. That crystal clear stuff stays cold longer. The sunlight penetrates that clear water, it just goes all the way to the bottom. If you have some sediment in the water, which is gonna make it dirtier, that's gonna catch sunlight. And no, he's hooked in the mouth. Check that out. There's a rip and slash in there somewhere, down the hatch. But little things like this, coming out here, throwing some plugs around for redfish, this is exactly what my childhood was about. And that's why I'm doing it today. I'm actually fishing a little spot that I've been fishing since I was a kid. My dad took me here,
probably 20 something years ago. Didn't really look like this back then, but you know, it's still just as pretty in a little bit different way. It was a pretty one. Did exactly what I wanted him to do. Oh God! Come on, baby! Woo! Hey! Hey! Hey, that's what you came here for, baby. That is the fish that you came here for.
Let's go. Let's go.
You know, meeting different people every day and getting to enjoy them, like that's the difference between like making it a job and then making it really enjoyable. And that for me has been the most fun part of being a guide, is just meeting the people, enjoying them. And obviously there's fish caught every day and that's the goal. But you know, if you make it about the people, it really makes it a fun experience. Oh, he messed up. He is not a big one though. It's always like that. You get the bump and you're like, oh, there's a bite. It comes tight and you're like, oh man, he's as big as my foot. So you can see this pelican right here. He thinks he wants to come take this redfish. It's not gonna be a good idea for him. So, we'll tell you something. If you catch a fish on a plug and the front hook is in his mouth, it tells you that they're feeding. Because a feeding fish, predatory game fish like a redfish, is going to always aim for the head if he's feeding. If he's just kind of aggravated about it, he's usually going to bite him in the tail. So every one of our fish has had the front hook in their mouth, which is a really good little tidbit of information to know that what you're throwing, they actually want to eat it versus you're just getting a reaction strike out of them. And obviously with a plug with 2 treble hooks on it, I'll take a reaction strike because I'm gonna inevitably snag them, for lack of better words, in the mouth or somewhere, you know, in the face. And you know, you see a lot of that with plugs, and especially fishing in cold water. But you can feel a lot more confident in whatever the heck you're doing, whether it's a gold lure or a different color. If you catch 3 fish and every one of them has the front treble hook in their mouth, they want to eat what you were throwing. So it's a freebie there, I guess. Something to keep in mind. So the first 4 years of my charter fishing career, nothing exciting, right? It's just a normal charter business. Me, a Carolina skiff, having fun, catch trout and redfish. Caught a handful of shallow water grouper, but really didn't have much of a handle on it and wasn't really that worried about it. Was more into the inshore stuff. And 2 really important things happened in 2015. My brother joined the company and I've formed a partnership with Young Boats. And those are 2 really important things in the evolution of Hang'Em High, and kind of, you know, played a big part in what we look like today. My brother Clay Shidler, he decided he wanted to start guiding and decided to join me. And I had a Carolina skiff and I had just ordered a Gulf Shore 22 from Young Boats. And I think it was number 5, if I remember right, hull number 5 of the 22 line. And that boat really changed things for me. Gave me the opportunity to go out a little further, to fish in rougher water more comfortably, and to really start to learn how to grouper fish. And having Blake show up, it gave the company the opportunity to grow. I mean, I was guiding about as much as I could at that point in time, and if we wanted to do more trips, we needed another guy. So those 2 things right there were really big and or instrumental, you could say, in the growth of the business. There was a big one right there. If this works out, I feel like a hero.
Oh my God, another fish. Did you see that? You see him run across the top of the rocks and eat it? And he engulfed it, like it is gone. Growing up here fishing with my dad, red fishing was pretty much it, right? We didn't have snook back then. And my dad pretty much only inshore fished. So that being said, you know, a lot of our time was spent just around these islands and in these same creeks, catching redfish just like this. My dad loved to throw topwater, did it all over the place. And you know, obviously today's a little too cool to be throwing topwater, but you know, this is kind of a short version of what my childhood looked like. Catching redfish and enjoying it. And I certainly wouldn't say that they're my favorite inshore fish to eat, but they are a lot of fun to catch. And just like that, I mean, we saw a few fish and I threw past him and there was another fish behind him and he came up and smoked it, came right across the top of the rocks. All right. There we go. Just like that. Off to be caught another day. And as a kid, we let a lot of fish go, a lot of redfish. And we didn't really we kept a lot of trout back then because my dad loved fried trout. And then as I got a little older, you know, and the snook started showing up, that kind of switched into the main target, you know, along with the redfish, catching the snook. It's been an interesting evolution, you know, just to grow up here with no snook. And now, you know, we have a lot of them and big ones. It's a super cool experience to get to say that, you know, you kind of saw the whole change in things. And that was a really fun fish to catch right there. Get to see him, get to watch the bite happen. That's what it's all about. So the biggest challenge I've faced in building the company to where it's at now has been like one constant fact that I still want to fish 250 to 300 days a year. And for the last 8 years, I've fished 300 days a year. And obviously it doesn't come easy to, you know, now own a marina and have 6 or 8 or 10 guys fishing every day on any given day. And then you're still out there, you know, I'm not sitting on the couch managing, and that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't build this business to sit on the couch and manage guys. I want to fish. Like, that is the fun part of the business. So that's been it, you know. It's the challenge has been, you find the right guys, you get them to manage themselves, you help them work on their schedule, and it's their show. You know, each of their individual guys are running their own boat, they're managing their customers so that I can have the freedom to go out and fish every day and enjoy the beauty of what charter fishing is. You know, I'm not the guy that ever wanted to, you know, just be a manager. I want to be a fisherman. I'm out here with the guys every day, and that's really the most fun, the camaraderie side of it and all that. So that's kind of been, you know, one of the puzzle pieces, you know, growth and still allowing myself to be where I want to be in the business. Hey, somebody come get this rod. Get a gaff ready, Clay's not far. All right, you guys get together over here. Get together in that corner. Let him run, Ron, just let him go. We got a bonita and a black over here. Stick him anywhere you can get him. You've got to control him. Good job, Steven. Keep him going, boys. Go, Ron, go, 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 go. Ron, walk forward, go with him. Rod tip down low, just stay right there. Go right back in that corner with that black fin. Rod tip down low. You're good, coach him. Reel down, reel down.
Don't jig that bait out there.
Pretty much my entire career, I've thought that I had the easiest job in the world. And that's kind of something that's a beautiful thing to be able to say. I really enjoy the challenge of all the variables, you know. Hey, you got people that have never fished and you've got aggravating weather and a lot of wind. Like, how good can you do today? Can you teach these people? And, you know, I always preach to my guys that, hey, you know, being a good fisherman does not make you a good guide. You have to take what's in your head and teach them how to do it. And like, that's really, I guess, the enjoyment of it is, you know, teaching somebody how to do it and watching them progress and grow. And I've been lucky to fish a lot of the same people for 10+ years, and I've watched them go from virtually no saltwater experience to I can hand them a rod with a lure on it. I don't even have to tell them what they're doing. They look at the lure and they know what we're doing and they got it.
All right, so I know that looked like full train wreck, kind of was, but we're snapper fishing. We went to leave. I went up there and looked at the screen and saw some tunas down about 40 feet. Threw a bat full of bait out. They all lit off, came up to the top. We got 6. I think we had one more that got eaten by a shark. We hooked a couple sharks and we caught a couple bonitas. But that was a lot of fun. And we got 6 good tuna fish out of it. So pretty happy about it. We're getting ready to go try and do it again.
Fishing by myself is not something I do a lot of, just because, you know, I've been guiding for so long that you can't get the guide out of me. I mean, I enjoy fishing with my wife, I enjoy fishing with my mom, I enjoy fishing with anybody and everybody that wants to go fishing, but I want to go out there and teach people and you know, kind of be more of a part of the project. Like, there's only been a couple times in my career where I've watched somebody catch a fish and gone, man, I wish I could have been the one on the rod. And sometimes it does happen, but it's really rare. I just enjoy being there, you know, helping people get on fish and helping them, you know, get the enjoyment out of it. I don't have any issues catching them, you know, still happy to pull on them and be a part of it. But, you know, I typically don't go fishing by myself. It's a pretty rare thing, you know. There's usually going to be somebody with me, that's for sure. Got him. It's a big fish, too. So obviously it's a really cool morning out here this morning. It was in the low to mid 40s this morning, but as it warms up, the tide comes up, these fish will get up on these rock flats, and that's what we're doing right now. Kind of doing it the hardest way, right? Trying to talk a redfish into eating a plug is not like the first and easiest thing to catch them on, but we're getting a few bites out of them. It's been a lot of fun. We've got to see some really cool bites, which the visual aspect is awesome. I mean, you know, obviously these fish, it's more than just, you know, catching a fish, it's how you can catch them. And that's kind of it, right? We could have came and thrown shrimp on all these rock flats, probably caught a lot more, but we've gotten to experience a lot of good bites, and not all of them have stuck. This is the 3rd bite I've had on this bank, and I'm hoping I get to catch this one. The last 2 have come off, got to see some cool bites though. And that's half of it, right? Getting to see that bite and the visual aspect is a huge part for me. But I've been throwing the same lure all day. Been throwing rip and slash, black and gold. You know, it's kind of my version of a gold spoon, I guess. A lot of flash, I can slow it down a little bit, suspend it, you know, get that second bite out of them sometimes, so it's all working out. As anglers, we always like to do what's best for the fish. And, you know, in the summertime, there's sharks around and there's less oxygen in the water. Of course, we want to fish heavier tackle, right? So we can land these fish a little quicker, get them back in the water, get them revived. In the wintertime, you have the opportunity to fish really light stuff. There's a lot of dissolved oxygen in the water. And, you know, you can utilize something like what I'm doing, fishing 5-pound. And you can see. Caught him right there under the chin. Beautiful fish. Probably 28 inches long or so. I mean, you look at that. It's a beautiful fish, and he feels like a piece of ice. It is cold. You know, this water was 54 when we left, and it's pushing up around 60 degrees now, but you know, perfect fish to finish our morning on. It's been a beautiful morning, and we've gotten 6 good bites, landed a few nice fish, and really happy about it. Couldn't ask for anything more than that. That was perfect. Just like I planned it. Straightened out one of my hooks. That was cool. He like came up on top of it. And now it all makes sense. You see where he was hooked. What keeps me going as a full-time guide is the relationships. And the relationships go so many different directions, whether it's all my guides or the relationships with the customers. All that is what has really made this business a lot of fun for me and kept me into it and enjoying it and growing in it. And that's kind of the best part for me.
Wow!